Hi. Today we are starting this workshop with Magnum Educorporates. It's a very interesting business, and I'm sure entrepreneurs who are watching this video will realize what a great opportunity this is going to be. Along with me is Ms. Prabjot. She's one of the founders of this company, and I'm going to ask her as to what the expectation is from this workshop and why she's looking at franchising Magnum Educorporates. Over to you, Prabjot.
Okay. Magnum Corporates, as we are serving one of the biggest national problem that these days youth are actually facing out, which is like causing a lot of unemployment these days. Even like from the last 4 or 5 years, these unemployment numbers have grown up like anything. So looking into this national problem, I always wanted to be with some kind of national general clause that can well, looking into that business model which can serve throughout a year, right? So this Magnum Corporate is all about the skill development professional training, which we came into existence in the year 2013. So looking into the current time, it's been like more than 11 years. We have been serving this industry successfully with a lot of quality insights are being there, with a lot of brand goodwill has been there about me, because I've been training my students, aspirants, professionals from 2013 onwards. So this Magnum Corporates is completely about the training wing, which trains the professionals, youth, students, undergraduates, graduates, even chartered accountants, company secretary. A lot of professionals are being trained under this wing into the domains of financial analysis, into the domains of stock markets, into the domains of market research, and even we are also coming. We are also serving the one of the most biggest youth empowerment problem that is serving them into getting them the top class jobs into this market, like serving the industry, serving the industry in terms like we are serving the unemployment problem like anything, right? So this Magnum Corporate is a complete professional skill development training house. So which is all about like getting them trained, getting them skilled, getting them projected, getting them personality groomed, and then coming up with making them prepared as per the industry norms, bridging the gap between the theoretical and practical world. So this is all like we are into this. Plus, this mathematic corporates, like if I talk about that, it's been like 11 years, and my main objective to come into this franchising model was that no doubt we have a great quality insights that's actually running out in the market in terms of a lot of good word of mouth publicity is already there, which I would definitely, I have already shared all the insights with your team. And now my agenda is that my in-house students are so convinced with my business model, and I've been training all the audience across India. No, if I talk about, I have trained people from Dubai also. I've trained people who are attending my sessions from Dubai, from Australia, from Kolkata, from all over India, like from even from Jammu Kashmir, from Delhi, Mumbai. Though despite there are a lot of institutes, a lot of businesses that are running into the same model, but why only us? It is all because of that we have those powerful insights in terms of skills, in terms of content, in terms of quality, which is only jack in this educational service industry, which we are giving them. And my students are so convinced that they want to run these ventures in their own city, in their own center, in their own houses, in their own districts, in their own I can say that in their own cities and all that. They are like madly waiting to start an association with me, because and they have just one statement in line, that ma'am, if it's like you and if it's Magnum, then we blindly have faith and we want to collaborate with you and we want to run that. So one objective was this, to come into this association, which my students, my audience, my loyal audience, they boosted up my our Magnum's confidence to come into this area of diversification. Second most important was that I go to die like now multiply in terms of quantity also. Like it's been like quality, obviously, if running one center headquartered in Lucknow at Gomti Nagar Patrakarpuram from last 11 years. So obviously we as an audience can only serve maybe 180, 200 people in a year per annum basis pay. Now, if it's all about districts, obviously I cannot be at all the places. But yes, my quality, my training, my services, my that training can serve those youth who are actually madly waiting. Because you even I understand that these days youth is exactly getting depressed because of all these job opportunities are going shorter day by day. People are not coming up with a, like, these days even the colleges, these people are not getting that those satisfied like placements, jobs in there, and they go depressed. And every year, like, these unemployment rate is increasing day by day from 84. Like last year, I saw it was on economic time, it was 84%, it was 90%. Now it has actually increased to 88%. So where are these 84, 88% people going to go? So this like program serves like just in 4 months, they are getting a blaster jobs, those jackpot jobs where it takes 4, 4, 5 years to reach, and we are providing those skills. So this also boosted me up that there are so many people from all over India who are ready to join us, but we are not able to go offline there. So people in their city, they can run the show there. That will like expand the authentication check also with the offline presence being run by the franchisee holders who will be joining hands with us. So this was also the agenda. Third, like it was all about like to okay, everybody wants to like grow on the exponential revenue front, and in terms of quantified materialistic numbers, I wanted to excel myself, but I want to move it very gradually with all kind of quality being served. Like I being a brand like value of this Magnum, I would be serving and connected with all the wings if I'm going to spread out with. So these were all the areas that boosted me up to come up with a conclusion to come up with those kind of wings where we can diversify and we can expand geographically. So this was the agenda. And rest, if I the objective of the workshop, I think we asked for. So objective of the workshop, as in like I was being told that we will be having a discussion about understanding the business model, how it stands to be different, and all kind of research and development that it took me along like 10 days approx to come up with a conclusion. Solving on all the answers and all that. So this objective of the workshop is like ki, to identify that what, because I have already like sir, I have already made a lot of audience already ready and they are ready to join us because I have, as I've told that I already have a brand value, people trust us blindly. So they are ready to associate. So main was that just to identify that what figures I can dispose of in the market, where like they can be mentally prepared after a month's time to get associated and to run the show from January onwards. So it was like the costing was being the main concern. And second thing was that the objective of the workshop, as I being the brand value, so how we can run this operational model successfully, with what kind of insights are required to build it so that I can start working on it from right now. Maybe it can be in terms of software, maybe it can be in terms of hirings, maybe it can be in terms of trainers that I need to appoint and give it to my students and all that. Anything that clicks up during this mutual conversation in terms of running this operational model. So that's why it was all these end up in running and understanding like how we can run the show, because I have landed this institution up to a very high quality mode area where like people are extremely satisfied. Like 99.99% audience, I would say that it's have passed away from here with a very successful, happy faces. So now it's like I'm just able to like I'm understanding that he need to cover up like what kind of operational phases that I need to build in and what kind of challenges I can face, and where I can start working on it on right now in terms of staffing, in terms of operations, in terms of training wing, or maybe in terms of financing or whatever it is. So I just wanted to understand. Basically, my agenda was also to understand the costing structure also, like how much I need to, like what numeristic number I can dispose of in the market, where like people can, because they are madly interested to know the cost, and so that they can start working on it from right now and they can come into operation from the month of January. So these are all the pointers that I was like interested to understand from this workshop.
Great.
Anything else that
So
I need to?
yeah, so there are a lot of things that we're going to cover ground today, but I think fundamentally what we are looking at is to set up the foundation properly to ensure
Yeah.
that we help you get started off with franchising, and then probably help you sign up with 2 or 3 people who are already part of your student group or part of your network, who are interested to buy the franchise, and then ensure that those people become successful. And then, we build that success with a lot of other franchises who come on board as well, and get you a pan India footprint. I think that's the goal that we have. So let's help you get started with this. We'll start this workshop from here, and I'll come back to you at the end of the day and ask you if you've achieved the objective that we were looking to when we started this workshop. Thank you so much.
Hi, we've just completed this franchise workshop of Magnum Educorporates. It's a very interesting, company that does training for stock market and chartered financial analysts and other related courses. With me is the founder of the company, Ms. Prabjot. Prabjot ji, what has been your key takeaways from this franchise workshop and your overall feedback of this exercise?
After a long conversation call, like I could say that the key takeaways were being that we spoke today on the like the operational front, like how these franchises can be made successful, what kind of like integration that has to be maintained throughout between the franchisors and the franchisees and all. And what I could take away with that is that on the digital marketing front, with like followed with the marketing areas we spoke out, and on the CRM front and all, we spoke out on today's conversation. And plus, I also took up that with that WhatsApp capability we spoke out on this as a key takeaway that has been there. Rest, I was like on plus also on the training the trainers program that we spoke on. What would be the model that we'll take away that that 3 days trainers program that so that to maintain the quality of the program and all that was the main key takeaways and all that. And I think at last we spoke on the that franchises offered that I need to build in to gather in to collaborate all kind of interlinkages with all the franchises on the fees front and all that, all those unique ID creations and all that has been discussed as a key takeaway from today's workshop, which spoke completely on how to run on the operation front, how much area they need to take in, ये सारी चीजें. So let's, but I'll do my part and then I'll be waiting for the other.
Does the franchise model look that much more clearer now? Is it very clear in the mind that now this is the route that we are going to take? This is the model we are going to follow. This is how the franchises are going to work. This is how we are going to work. Has that all become very clear?
Yeah, it has been clear. Rest, I would definitely be seeking up the support till the time, like obviously it comes up out on floor and starts running successfully. And all the any more further feedback, the model has been clear. I'm understood on that. Yeah, now the homework has to be done at my end also, and homework has to be done obviously from your team also, where we can club together and we can come up with a very fantastic outcome business model. But no doubt, it's a very profitable model. I can see that because it's a service industry. I could say that it's going to be highly profitable because we're serving those national problems that is absolutely going to be there throughout, like even if we are alive or not. So like that, but the model has been clear in my mind. That's not a problem at all. It's been clear.
Fantastic. So let's get started. I think you're doing a great job in Lucknow. Now let's replicate your centers across India and create a very, very interesting franchise model that can really, enable a lot of entrepreneurs and enable a lot of customers who are looking at getting into the stock markets, who are looking at other financial related activities, and a large number of youths who want to get employed. So I think it's a great mission that we are on, and hopefully we'll get started off with this particular franchise model very early. Thank you so much.
I would like to add one last thing that this is something a business model. This I would like to deliver up this message to those franchisee holders that this is something that business model one that you said serving the unemployment problem, which is never going to get resolved in India, right? Which is serving and which we are doing a fantastic job. People are getting very high packages, starting with these days freshers. Though they're looking into the jobless clause, people are not getting jobs. And ऐसे समय में our institute is providing up with a lot of insights, like with a lot of exclusive packages, like starting with 20, 25, 30, and then landing them to 18 lakhs in just 3 years. It's going to be a very attractive model for those franchisee holders, which will be served out throughout the year. Second thing is that this program, this course line, this program is absolutely going to serve the persons to come up with a business entrepreneurship also, getting into the financial business models, like making them invest into the portfolio management, going in for the wealth management business, going in for the portfolio management business, advising them on like into the stock advisory fronts and all that, and maintaining their, getting their investment. So all kind of financial investment advisory houses will be open for those franchisee holders. Their students will be into those segments also. So this is something that is serving the a person dream to become an entrepreneur also, getting into the business fields also, into the wealth management, portfolio management, plus a job area is also getting open for those students. So for the participant, it's a wonderful opportunity. मतलब जो चीजें तो अब तो उसके बाद तो फिर सारी चीजें नेशनल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर ही रहे हैं. चौथी चीज है कि स्टॉक मार्केट इज वन ऑफ द हॉट हॉट केक, जो एक बिगेस्ट बूम है, जो अगले 5 साल 10 साल रहने ही वाला है. एंड पीपल still in India don't have quality trainers amongst themselves. That's the reason 90% of the traders are absolutely struggling to get those quality training, where we are fitting the place like anything with a very good tagline, names and all that. If people listen about us on YouTube channels and all that, they'll be blessed to get associated with us. So this is why I wanted to add over here. Just that. These are the things.
Fantastic. Great. So let's get started with the franchising of Magnum Educorporates and take things further. Thank you so much.
Right.